Hi, so the purpose of this video is as an introduction on Receipt Bank and how to get costs uploaded into the software. So the first thing you'll notice is you'll log in. Now it will be blank, but here are some of the invoices that I've uploaded on this demo company, Rocketbooks. Now the various ways that you can add costs into Receipt Bank is when you log in, on the top right hand side you'll see this add costs button. Now you can upload files directly off your computer. You can add them as single files or multiple item PDFs. Multiple items PDF might be is if you scan a load of invoices, manual invoices in one document. If you click multiple items PDFs, Receipt Bank will split that out between the various invoices when you upload it. So for example, I'm going to take some invoices that I have got here. Some of them might be duplicates, I'm afraid, because I'm just picking random ones up. And literally, you can drag and drop them into Receipt Bank and then they will upload. Now, if you see here, a couple have been rejected because this is a demo company that I use all the while, but you can see because the file already exists within the account, okay? So you can drag and drop. The next way you can add items is through email. You will have this own unique email address on your account. So if receipts or invoices sent to you by email, or invoices are sent to you by email with an attachment, you just simply forward it to this Receipt Bank email here and it will go into the software. If you have receipts with pictures on, don't forget to download the pictures before you send it. The other thing you can do in Outlook, which is quite clever, is set an auto forward. So for example, my utility warehouse bill comes in once a month. I can set an auto forward from billing at utility warehouse, whatever it is, that automatically gets pushed into Receipt Bank at the end of each month or every time they receive one of those emails. The next way you can add costs is through the app, and you can download that and use your username and password that you have for Receipt Bank to log into the software online. And if I show you the app as it is now, so it will look like this, and then what you do is you press the green plus button to add an item, and you can select at the bottom, a bit like when you're taking a picture with your phone, a single invoice or receipt, multiple, so if you've got a lot of receipts that you need to upload at one time, you just use the multiple, take a picture and bash away. And then there's combine, which is where, for example, Sainsbury's tend to put receipt on two sides. So you take a picture of each side, then upload it. Okay, the other way you can add costs, which is my favourite way, is through connections. So on the left hand side, you've got connections and select costs. And you can add a connection. So for example, my mobile phone is EE. So if I click connect here, I can put my username and password in for EE, and what that will do is I would select the last 30 days only when you're starting with Receipt Bank, otherwise you'll have mobile phone bills going back to when you started your contract. Now what this will do is when I've connected is once a week Receipt Bank will log into EE automatically, pull any invoices that have been raised and put them straight into Receipt Bank. Then once the supplier preferences have been updated and we're on to automatically publishing, that invoice will just automatically get pushed into zero. So your EE mobile phone bill gets processed without touching the software. And again, I would encourage you to add as many of these connections as you possibly can. So if you go connections and costs, add connection, full list, so there might be Microsoft 365 is there, we use that. The other one I use is Adobe, login is there, British Gas is there, British Gas and British Telecom. So I would get as many of those suppliers set up as possible, and then you don't have to touch that that supplier's bills when it comes to processing your accounts. So just a summary again of how you can upload items. You can do it through connections, costs. Oh, sorry, one more. If you've got a Dropbox account, you can link it to a folder, and we don't use Dropbox, but Receipt Bank will then pull everything out of that Dropbox folder as well. So if you're the type of person that wants to keep a copy on your records as well as Receipt Bank, it will do that too. So adding items, connections, integrations, costs, invoice fetch for automatically fetching invoices from websites. If you go to costs, add costs, you can manually upload, you can click from using Windows Explorer to do it. You've got your email address, which is unique here. And then you've got apps. You can download the app and upload your receipts. With the app, if you've got if you're going out travelling and you buy a coffee on your business account, you've got no excuse to upload that receipt as you have the coffee, and it just means you haven't got reams of paperwork hanging about. So if we are doing your bookkeeping for you, we will do the next bit, which is setting up supplier preferences. What I would suggest if you're doing your own bookkeeping is you get quite a few invoices onto Receipt Bank ready to push into Xero. Because when you've got a few, you can set them up in a batch. So if you look here at my costs, I've got a number of things that I have uploaded and they're not ready to publish because they don't know where to go or what to do with them. Obviously Receipt Bank does automate the purchase invoice process, but you need to tell them what to do. So if we go into suppliers and we filter by in the inbox, and if we use the Federation of Small Businesses, for example, what we need to do is we need to put this onto auto publish. The category is what cost code you want to put it in Xero. So I'm going to put this to subscriptions. The tax rate is as extracted, so that just means whatever is on the receipt or the invoice, Receipt Bank will extract and use those figures. You want to publish to purchases and publish as awaiting payment. If you publish as awaiting approval or in draft, you then have to manually go into Xero and approve the invoices, which puts more time onto processing your accounts. So if I then go into the inbox and view, I'd need to manually publish the first one, which this is publishing it into Xero. But now I have set up these preferences for the Federation of Small Businesses. It spelt it wrong. It doesn't matter though for the sake of the accounts. Every time a subscription is forwarded to the Receipt Bank email, it will automatically get posted into Xero without any manual intervention. So if I then go into inbox and I set up Xero UK as an example, I want to auto publish it to IT software and consumables. I'm publishing it to purchases and I'm publishing as awaiting approval. Then if I go into the inbox, back into Xero and that one item, and I click publish, that will then publish it into Xero. So for completion purposes, I have Rocket Books here, and if I refresh awaiting payment, you can see the Xero UK and the Federation of Small Businesses has automatically been imported into Xero. And if, for example, we look at the utility warehouse here, the utility warehouse has gone on automatically from what I dragged and dropped at the start of the video, because the supplier preferences were already on from previous demos. This has just automatically gone through. So what it has done here is it has split out the total of the invoice and the tax amount and pushed it into Xero, and then it also attaches a copy of the invoice here showing the amount. So if you need to see that invoice for any reason, you can drill in Xero, so you don't need to keep a paper copy of the bill. So that is a roundup of Receipt Bank. What I would suggest to start off with is if you get your invoices on using the app, the email, the fetch or uploading, and then when you've got a few on, then you can do the supplier preferences. I love Receipt Bank. It saves so much time and so much paperwork, and I hope you can see the benefit of it too. But like with any new system, the first month or so is painful, but once you've got everything set up and in order, life will be a lot easier. We're here to help. All the staff are fully trained and au with Receipt Bank, so just give us a call and get in touch if you need any assistance. Good luck and thank you.